You know, every once in a while, a day comes along that is happy for sure, memorable, historic, and seminal, all at the same time. And January 30th, 2018 is just such a day, as I have the privilege of announcing that the Mays Family Foundation, led by Lowry and Peggy Mays, have made a legacy gift pledge of $30 million to the UT to the UT Health Cancer Center, and that in consideration of this transformative gift, the University of Texas Board of Regents has authorized that the new name of the Cancer Center forever and always will be the Mays Cancer Center at UT Health. So today marks the beginning of a new era for our Cancer Center, an inflection point in its storied history, a history the Mays family knows very well. This center was founded in 1974, and Peggy Mays founded the Volunteer Cancer Center Cabinet in 1996. And over the years, that group has raised over $8 million pledged to patient assistance. Kathy Mays Johnson has served as president of the Cancer Center Council while raising nearly $5 million in philanthropy. The Mays Family Foundation has been and is devoted to cancer research and care in several impactful ways. They've given a gift of $20 million to the MD Anderson Cancer Center to create the Lowry and Peggy Mays Clinic in Houston, a $5 million gift to our center to create a permanently endowed chair for the Cancer Center director, and a $500,000 endowment here for physician scientists who are deemed rising stars. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the aggregate, this remarkable record of philanthropic support from the Mays family to assist cancer patients exceeds $50 million. So it is entirely fitting that our National Cancer Institute affiliated center, located right here in San Antonio, bear in perpetuity the name of one of our community's and our nation's most iconic families. And it's not hyperbole to say philanthropic and iconic in the same sentence when describing Lowry and Peggy and their family. The family collectively has provided support to innumerable meritorious causes and to many venerable institutions. For example, to SMU's journalism school, to Vanderbilt University, to naming the business school at Texas A&M, to the Children's Cancer Center, to Texas Biomed, to the City of Hope, to MD Anderson's Board of Visitors, to the McNay Art Museum and the Whitty Museum and the Boy Scouts. This family is led by Lowry, who is a graduate of Texas A&M University. And he, you know, for those of you who are newcomers to Texas, do not be alarmed by that sound. He graduated from Texas A&M University, and today he is, without question, and will always remain in this position, my favorite Aggie of all time. He is a legendary pioneer in the communications area and is Distinguished Chair Emeritus of Clear Channel Communications. He is a member of the Radio Hall of Fame and a recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award of the National Association of Broadcasters. Lowry and Peggy will have been married for 59 years as of July of this year, and they have 4 children, Kathy, Linda, Mark, and Randall, and they have 16 grandchildren. The celebration today is really a party in their honor, so I think we should all pause and welcome them to their own party. Let's honor them. Seated on the stage to my immediate left is Kathy Mays Johnson, who is one of their children, along with her husband Bill, is here, joined us today, and we're glad that they're here. And a number of other guests are on the platform and in the audience. Let me introduce several of them to you. And as I introduce the group on the dais, I ask that you stand briefly, and then we'll acknowledge them with a round of applause after all have been introduced. We're honored to have with us UT System Regent James Rad Weaver, who's over here to my right, the distinguished Chancellor of the UT System, Bill McRaven. Our Honorable State Senator Jose Menendez is here. There he is. Our Honorable County Judge Nelson Wolf to my left, Kathy Mays Johnson, whom you've already met, and Dr. Ruben Mesa, Director of the Mays Cancer Center. Let's welcome all of these folks to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, today's celebration occurs on the eve of the go-live date of our center's historic affiliation with the MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston, an affiliation which will facilitate care delivery across all clinical domains and enhance research collaborations, thereby benefiting patients here in San Antonio, in Houston, and beyond. To accomplish this historic affiliation, we have been very blessed to work with a team of talented, dedicated partners from MD Anderson, which is now led by an outstanding physician scientist, Dr. Peter Pisters. We are fortunate that Peter was recruited back to Texas to be the president of MD Anderson, and we look forward very much to our new affiliation under his able leadership. Would you please provide a very warm San Antonio welcome for Dr. Peter Pisters? He said it right here. Stand up, Peter. Now, this is the penultimate day of Dr. Ron Rodriguez's outstanding tenure as our interim dean of the Long School of Medicine. And Ron is joined today by our new dean, Dr. Robert Aromas, who has just, within minutes, just arrived from being a distinguished and outstanding chair of medicine at the University of Florida. Both Dr. Rodriguez and Dr. Aromas are cancer physician scientists. Ron is an expert in urologic treatment of genitourinary cancers, and Rob is a medical oncologist. Would you please welcome these two superb physician leaders, Drs. Rodriguez and Aromas. And in the audience, there are several people I want to recognize, and I'll introduce them as a group. We're blessed to have with us State Representative Diana Revelo from District 116, State Representative Thomas Sharesti from District 118. There they are. Georgianne McRaven is here. She's so loyal in coming to these events. She's dressed for it today, but we're delighted that Georgianne is here. Thank you for coming. The Chancellorette of the University of Texas. UT System Executive Vice Chancellor for Health Affairs, Dr. Ray Greenberg, is here. He and Mary Henrich are my immediate supervisors. UT System Vice Chancellor for External Affairs, Rhonda Safadi, sitting on the front row. The former First Lady of the UT System, Graciela Cigarroa, is here, and she's sitting on the front row. Graciela, nice to have you here. And I am told that George Hernandez here? George Hernandez and his wife Adele are here, and he's the CEO of the University Health System, which is our primary clinical partner. Let's have a big hand for all of these folks. Now, there are three people I want to pay special recognition to, and without whom it is very fair to say today would not be occurring. One of these is David Green, who's the managing director of the Mays Family Foundation. He's been a counselor and a guide, a great help to us as we discussed this gift and went over the proposal. And all along the way, he's provided helpful and insightful comments to us. Sherry Ortiz is our Senior Director of Development for UT Cancer Center, and Sherry has done a marvelous job. And I'll let you in on a little secret. The secret to this whole thing was the fact that Sherry Ortiz is an excellent baker of a special confection, Texas pralines. And every time I would leave Lowry's office, he would say, "When are you going to bring back some more pralines for me to have?" And she's supervised by Debbie Morrill, and the three of them, David, Debbie, and Sherry, put in countless hours of work to make today a reality. So if I could have the three of you please stand up, we'd like to thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, cancer has been Who was that? Cancer has been aptly called the emperor of all maladies, the disease which is acknowledged to be the most difficult to diagnose accurately and the most challenging to treat with precision. Defeating its complexity requires leading-edge science, consummate teamwork, perseverance, and courage, all in equal measure. It might be asked today who benefits the most from this exceptional Mays family gift, which will establish a minimum of 10 new endowed faculty chairs and provide substantial new resources for cancer care and research here. Certainly the Cancer Center, UT Health, MD Anderson, Texas, will all see positives from this association. But let's not forget for even a minute that the overwhelming major beneficiaries of this gift are the patients who will seek and then who will receive life-saving care in this place. Cancer attacks people and families impersonally, but its devastation is always personally felt. I know many in this audience understand that this last sentence is true. And as I am a person who knows firsthand the challenges you face when you are displaced during difficult treatment, it's gratifying to know that today we have taken, because of the generosity of Lowry and Peggy and Randall and Mark and Kathy and Linda, a tangible step in making the dream that everyone in need of world-class cancer care will find it here at the Mays Cancer Center. And I predict that when the history of our Cancer Center is finally written, it will be noted that on January 30th, 2018, animated by the Mays family and supported by the resources of UT Health, of MD Anderson, of the University of Texas System, a notable blow was struck in the battle against cancer that will endure for generations to come. Let's now turn to the comments and remarks and welcomes provided by our platform speakers. And the first of these is Regent Rad Weaver. Rad is a San Antonio businessman who's CEO of McCombs Partners He was appointed to the UT System Board of Regents early last year. He's become a great friend of our center to all the institutions in the UT system, and it is a great advantage, ladies and gentlemen, to have a regent from San Antonio on this prestigious body. So please welcome Regent Rad Weaver.
Thank you, Bill, and congratulations to you and your team on this remarkable day. You know, we've talked about momentum at these events before, but I'll bring it up again. You now have it in spades, but let's remember it's fleeting, and so let's celebrate today for the amazing blessing that it is. But let's get back to work tomorrow, because there is no time to rest. It's truly an honor to be a part of today's proceedings, and I'm still very new to this Regent stuff, and so still kind of finding my boundaries a bit. So I'm going to take a little point of personal privilege and go off script here for a second. So in preparing for today's event, I realized something. 24 years ago, when I started my journey with Red, I heard about Lowry in our very first meeting and his family many, many times since then, but I realized I've never said thank you. So let me get that straight this morning. Thank you. Thank you for your leadership and vision and courage to step through the open door of deregulation and while building an amazing company that has enhanced the lives of thousands, including mine. I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to do the things that I get to do and I so greatly enjoy doing on a daily basis in my professional career if it was not for you. Thank you for sharing your financial resources and talents in our community. I dropped my daughter off at school this morning and was reminded of the resources you've shared with her school, from my son's sports teams to his favorite museum. You truly affect the Weaver's life every single day, and so I just wanted to say thank you for that. Okay, back to the UT stuff here. So with two great institutions here in San Antonio, you know, we are enmeshed in the community and so proud of the role that we play and the impact that we have. But today is a great reminder that our impact would be far less were it not for the consistent, constructive, energetic, thoughtful, and generous support we receive from the community. Nothing exemplifies this better than the gift we're celebrating today. Starting today and from now on, the landscape of cancer care here in San Antonio and South Texas will be dramatically different, dramatically better. With the investments and talent this gift will make possible, combined with the new affiliation with UT Health San Antonio and NB Anderson Cancer Center, the people of this region can rest assured that in their hour of need, they are where they need to be, right here in San Antonio. The world-class care that they and their families deserve will be available right here. What a blessing for our community. What a legacy for the Mays family. So today is especially gratifying for me as a UT Regent and a resident of this great city to have the honor of representing my fellow Regents to say thank you on behalf of the UT system. And thank you all for joining us today on this occasion.
Thanks, Regent Weaver. Chancellor Bill McRaven has served as Chancellor since January of 2015. I think everybody here today knows his story rather well. He is a retired United States Navy four-star admiral who leads one of the nation's largest and most respected systems of education. As the Chief Executive Officer of the UT system, Chancellor McRaven oversees 14 institutions that educate 221,000 students annually and employ 20,000 faculty and more than 80,000 healthcare professionals, researchers, and staff. He's been a fantastic chancellor. He's a delight to work with, and I think we should welcome him home, as this is his home. San Antonio is where he started. So welcome back to San Antonio, local hero, Bill McRaven. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Bill, and thanks to everyone. Let me also begin by thanking the Mays family, Lowry, Peggy, Kathy. Yeah, I've been in this job now for a little over 3 years. I don't know that I have ever said this, but Giga Maggies. To the Mays family, I will tell you, is that on film, by the way? Can we be careful about that? To the Mays family, your staggering generosity and the faith you have placed in Bill Henrich and Ruben Mesa and all of the talented and committed professionals of the Cancer Center is truly inspiring. As Bill said, as some of you know, I grew up not far from here in Northeast San Antonio. I was blessed with two wonderful parents who gave me all the love that they could and set me on a path to a successful life. Unfortunately, in 1984, my mother contracted lung cancer. She was in her early 60s and died just 2 years later. The San Antonio I grew up in was a wonderful city, but the healthcare back in the 80s kind of paled in comparison to what we have now. When you take a look at the South Texas Medical Center, you can't help but marvel at how far we have come. But still, we have a long ways to go to cure this, as Bill said, emperor of all maladies. And we will not get there without the continued support of great folks like the Mays family. This remarkable gift will save countless lives. Think of the kids growing up with their parents. Think of the parents spared the loss of a child. Think of San Antonians and South Texans from all walks of life living longer, healthier, more productive, and happier lives. As a San Antonio native, it does my heart proud to see the Mays stepping up so dramatically, so generously to make this happen to support their neighbors. This gift is a phenomenal vote of confidence in UT Health San Antonio. And my message to President Henrich, to Director Mesa, to all the doctors, nurses, technicians, counselors, researchers, administrators, everyone associated with the Mays Cancer Center is that now we have an obligation to use this gift wisely, to prove day after day, year after year, and within those walls that the confidence of the Mays family is well placed, that here at the Mays Cancer Center will come more breakthroughs, more cures, more lives changed forever. I know that all of you who serve so nobly at this place of hope are more than up to the task. Thank you again, and thanks so very much to the Mays and to all of you who have joined us here today for this very, very special occasion. Thank you very much, Bill.
Thank you, Chancellor. Senator Jose Menendez began his public service career in 1997 when he was elected to the San Antonio City Council District 6 office representing the city's west side. He was then elected to service as state representative for House District 124, and following that in 2015 he was elected to the Texas Senate, where he has distinguished himself as a common sense problem solver, and I might also add, as a champion of higher education, a champion of health-related institutional higher education. He is a reliable partner in all ways, and we are lucky that he is serving in the state Senate. We're very fortunate to have him there. So please welcome a great friend of education, a great friend of San Antonio, Senator Jose Menendez.
Good morning, everyone. You know, as a senator, as a state representative, as a city councilman, you have many opportunities to address different meetings, organizations, groups. But it's rare that you get an opportunity to say thank you for a gift that will truly make a difference in people's lives. So Lowry, Peggy, I know I said it a few minutes ago, Kathy, to the whole Mays family, your children that aren't here and your grandchildren, thank you for sharing your resources with our community. Many times I get asked about San Antonio, and I love to talk about events that I believe display our heart, because I think that cities aren't just buildings. They're the people who make up the cities. And how do you see the heart that makes up a city? It's displayed in their sharing of themselves. Events like the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving Dinner, or Elf Louise Project, or the Mays family sharing their resources with our city. It's an honor, and I'm proud to be here in this historic moment. You know, sadly, I believe that many of us know someone who's been touched by cancer in one way or another. And the time has come that we see more and more positive action to take help and find cures for treatment that actually makes a difference. So I'm very, very happy to be a part of this historic dedication, honoring the endowment of a philanthropic family that's demonstrated a lifelong commitment, not just to cancer treatment, to education, to research, and to our community. Texas and San Antonio is better because of you. Unfortunately, we all have tragic stories about the devastation and the pain that cancer causes. And also, on a personal note, I'd like to share that our family suffered a great loss when my father-in-law, Buell Newman, was going through his battle with cancer. It was a heartbreaking time where our children were going to lose the only grandparent, the only grandfather they had. I saw the daily struggle. But I'll tell you this, it was under the treatment right here at UT Health where Drs. Brenner and Thompson and others were instrumental in helping him and our family get through this struggle. And although our lives were changed through this experience, we knew that we had a great team of experts taking care of him right here, which was critically important for my mother-in-law, who spent more time in the hospital than she did in her own home. We knew we were not alone. Unfortunately, there are cases where people cannot have access to cancer treatment due to the lack of medical funding, and that's available to them. There's an example right here in San Antonio, a father of two who was diagnosed with cancer who had to quit his job to qualify for Medicare so that he could get treatment. This terrible situation for him, he had to choose between working to help the people in his lives and his family by helping him save his own life by not working. I hope that gifts like this take these situations and turn them around where we don't have to talk about these tragic stories. As it's been said before, cancer knows no class, culture, or status, and every one of us can be, and in many cases has been impacted. But this legacy gift, Peggy and Larry, I believe the UT team could level the playing field for everyone in San Antonio and in South Texas to get the help that they need. And I believe that the help that your family is providing for the crucial resources, now with a cumulative effect of $50 million is what I heard today. These are contributions that will fund this region's only National Cancer Institute designated cancer center, providing more jobs, research, education, and cancer care throughout South Texas. And it makes my heart warm to see all the folks in the blue who've taken time out of their work schedule to be out here. Because hopefully this gift can help make your jobs better. It's very reassuring to know that you're aided by this amazing staff, this army of medical professionals that make a difference in people's lives. So in closing, I'd like to once again congratulate everyone here for making this possible. Bill, to you and your amazing staff, I mean, you know, it's obvious that in order for them to have the confidence to make this gift, you're doing something right. And as my good friend Rad said, let's enjoy today, but tomorrow we keep working. And so I look forward to witnessing what lies ahead. I believe that today's a beautiful day, a little chilly, but it's beautiful. And I want to thank you once again, and I hope that one day we can celebrate the cure to cancer. Thank you for making it possible.
Judge Nelson Wolff has represented Bexar County in various political offices since 1971, first in the House of Representatives, then in the Texas Senate, on the City Council of San Antonio, and as mayor of San Antonio. He currently serves as Bexar County Judge, a position which he was appointed to in 2001, and he's been elected 4 times since that time as our county judge. He's one of the more iconic and popular elected officials in Texas, and certainly in San Antonio. And he oversees the operation of University Health System in his job as county judge, which is our primary clinical partner. So if you would please welcome Judge Nelson Wolff.
Well, thank you, Bill, and thank you for the great work you're doing for the UT Health Science Center. We are proud to be partners with you. George Hernandez is here with us this morning, who's the president of the Bexar County Hospital District, doing business as University Hospital. Extraordinary job. One of our greatest responsibilities is support George and the hospital system, and we voted in 2008 to invest some $900 million in the new, beautiful, state-of-the-art Sky Tower, 10 stories high, not very far from us, and the 6-story clinical building downtown. And most important, we voted just a couple of months ago to build a new women and children's hospital, about $390 million or so, right next to the hospital that we have. So, Bill, we want to do everything we can to support you as the teaching hospital and to bring in better health care, and we thank you so very, very much for your partnership. I do want to welcome Dr. Robert Olmos, Medical School Dean. You're following some great deans. You're following one right before you, Dr. Rodriguez, who did a great job, and we look forward to working with you as you come about into Ruben Mesa, who will be heading up the Mays Cancer Center. Let me just say a few words about Peggy and Lowry. You've heard all of the things they've done, many of the things that they've done in our community, but when people support a community and they're willing to do it with their financial contributions, which is important, but if they're also willing to do it with their own time and efforts to help the community, bringing those two things together, it's very, very rare that families and people will do that. So the extraordinary family of the Mays have done that across the board. We celebrate them today, and we thank them today for what they're doing for the Cancer Center here today, but they've touched the lives of all of us across our city with the various organizations they've worked for. United Way, the Whitty Museum, the Tobin Center for the Performing Arts, the Museum of Art, cystic fibrosis, Girl Scouts. It's across the whole board. And that's what makes a community, that's what makes it strong. And then to see their children, whether it's Randall, Mark, or Linda, and particularly Catherine Mays Johnson, step up and provide the leadership that she's providing today to carry on that legacy of the Mays family. I don't think we can say enough, Peggy and Lowry. Thank you so very much.
Well, Kathy Mays Johnson's the daughter of Peggy and Lowry, and she's the president of the Mays Family Foundation. She's an active member of our Cancer Center Board of Governors, former president of the San Antonio Cancer Council, and she serves on a number of advisory boards, including SMU School of Journalism and the United Way Board of Trustees. As Nelson just mentioned, Kathy has served many noble causes here in San Antonio: the Charity Ball Association, Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, San Antonio Museum of Art, Girl Scouts, the Family Service Association, United Way, Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and the San Antonio Library. She's been named the Volunteer of the Year by the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and Mother of the Year by Avance. Kathy and the Mays family have always been committed to supporting the communities in which they live and work and serve, and today is a sterling example of that. Would you please welcome Kathy Mays Johnson?
Hi there. You really make me sound good. I'm going to let you introduce me all the time. It is both a pleasure and an honor to be here today on behalf of my parents, Peggy and Lowry Mays. We are humbled to be a part of this team. As everyone has said, almost everyone here is touched in some way by cancer, and our family is no different. Both my parents are cancer survivors, more than once. I am a cancer survivor, and I have a brother who is a cancer survivor. When cancer first entered my life, I was 25, and I was getting ready to get married. And my mom was being treated at the CTRC. In between rounds of radiation, we kind of planned the wedding. Even from that moment, I was grateful that she was here close. And the next thing I remember, my dad was being diagnosed with melanoma, and he was heading to MD Anderson and hoping for that cure. Now he's treated at both places. So it really seems appropriate for us to be joining forces with these two institutions, UT and MD Anderson, as they collaborate and bring to our community a new level of cancer support and care. I probably ought to say, too, you know, everybody thinks we got a big Aggie in the family. I got to kind of remind everyone, you know, Mom is a hook 'em horns. So we sort of go down the middle. My parents' vision has always been to strengthen this community, the community in which they live, the community in which we live. And it's our hope that this will be a place close to home where all of San Antonio and South Texas can come when they hear those words, "You have cancer." And I can assure you those words are life-altering. To have a collaborative center in our own community that will elevate the cancer care available right here is going to change the lives of so many. To have Dr. Massa leading that charge is incredibly exciting. I really would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to each of you, the initial vision, the execution, the leading it into the future, but also to every doctor, nurse, administrator, volunteer, lots of people across the board who hold the hands of these patients every single day. And it's you that are really making a difference and guiding them through a really difficult time. So this gift is about celebrating you. It's about celebrating our community, and it's about celebrating our future. And we are happy to be a part of it. Thanks.
Thank you, Kathy. You know, we're going to need somebody to lead this cancer center, and there's no pressure on this person. He's only been in San Antonio for a few months. He was recruited here last summer from the Mayo Clinic in Arizona. Ruben Mesa is a decorated medical oncologist of renown in the country. He's an expert on myeloproliferative disorders and brought with him a sizable patient-centered research program to San Antonio. He's been a principal investigator on an astonishing 70 clinical trials to determine which therapies are best for patients suffering from cancer. And his recruitment to our cancer center is a major reason there's so much optimism about the future for our clinical programs, our research programs, and our education programs. So please, let's welcome our Cancer Center Director, Ruben Mason, to the podium.
Well, thank you very much, President Hinrich, for those kind words. Now, clearly, as you've heard today, cancer affects us all. And the battle against cancer is a team sport. It is something that unites us as a community. It's something that unites us in mission. This Cancer Center was founded 44 years ago as a cancer therapy and research center. And from its inception has been about teamwork. Teamwork between cancer researchers, teamwork between the university, and very deeply, teamwork with the community and the people of San Antonio. I look around the audience, and there are so many who I've had the chance to meet, who I know have deeply contributed of their time, their energy, their resources for making an impact for the people of San Antonio, for those suffering from cancer, whether volunteering and getting individuals coffee, to helping to raise money for our world-class cancer investigators. Now today we celebrate the continuing leadership, engagement, and tremendous generosity of the Mays family to advance the mission of this NCI-designated Cancer Center, to decrease the burden of cancer for the people of San Antonio, South Texas, and the world. Now we celebrate a very special partnership, the partnership between truly the singular excellence of MD Anderson for cutting-edge, patient-centered cancer care. We celebrate the world-class cancer researchers, physicians, nurses, and staff of this Mays Cancer Center. And we celebrate the generosity and engagement of the Mays family who have partnered with us in developing San Antonio's Cancer Center for the future. Now, Lori Mays directly charged me with making this Cancer Center world-class. Now, I take that charge very seriously. One, if not, I've got to answer to Bill. And as you can imagine, I want to keep Bill happy. But our mission is to be providing patient-centered cancer care in affiliation and truly in partnership with our colleagues at the MD Anderson Cancer Center, while we continue to advance and lead the science of cancer prevention, cancer treatment, and cancer survivorship. Our mission, our primary mission, is that no cancer patient in San Antonio will have to leave their family and their homes to receive world-class, cutting-edge cancer care. I sincerely thank President Hinrich for the opportunity to steward that mission and to lead this Cancer Center into the future. I deeply thank, on behalf of the physicians, the researchers, the nurses, our allied health staff of this Cancer Center, we thank Lori, Peggy, and the entire Mays family and the Mays Family Foundation for this opportunity. What empowers us, what inspires us is to make a difference for cancer patients, to treat them better, to treat them as we would have our family members be treated, to bring to their battle against cancer the very cutting-edge techniques, but also to advance the science so that we can care for them better in the future. We thank you for giving us that opportunity to meet our passion and our mission. So, on behalf of all of my colleagues, we thank you for this opportunity, and we could not be more honored to now and forevermore be known as the Mays Cancer Center. Thank you.
And up here, if you would just. I've asked Ruben to stand to the side of this easel, And Kathy, could I have you stand up and come over here and just stand to the other side? So in recognition of this historic day, we wanted to present Kathy and Lowry and Peggy and the rest of the Mays family something original, and we commissioned an original painting by local artist Chris Enders Doyle to commemorate today. And we have framed copies for every member of your family to give you after this is done. So what I'm going to do is have you stand right here. We're going to try and do this and not injure anybody. And so what we're going to do is unveil this very beautiful picture without knocking it off the easel, which could happen. Well, that didn't. There it goes. Isn't it beautiful? There it is, the picture of the Cancer Center painted by Chris Doyle.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So, and I think we put it up on some of the screens here. So just stay here with me, Kathy, for a second. So one more thing to do before we go to the celebration. The celebration tent is to the left, and there is, I'm happy to say, warm beverages in that tent. So please stick around and do that, and also stick around and provide greetings to Lowry and to Peggy and to Kathy. So the last item that we're going to try to bring off today is something which has never been attempted before. We're going to, all the people on the platform, pay attention, Jose. Nelson. We're going to, all of us, along with Peggy and Lowry, walk to the back of this tent here, and some of you who can turn around can see what we're going to do. On the side of the building is the new logo of the Mays Cancer Center, and we're going to, at the appointed time, unveil that logo. Now, this is a temporary sign, and we're going to purchase the right kind of sign that'll be backlit and so forth. So it's just temporary, but it gives you an idea of what it will look like and what the new logo will say. So we're standing here. I'm with here's Chancellor McRaven and Regent Weaver and all these dignitaries, and that it is my high honor and great privilege, with the blessing and enthusiastic approval of the University of Texas System Board of Regents, the enthusiastic support of our distinguished Chancellor, to now officially proclaim the name of the UT Health Cancer Center is officially the Mays Cancer Center. There go the balloons. There it is.